Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome to my craft room. It is a disaster. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I do tidy with me videos. I try to do a 30-minute tidy up every month in my room, which I know is not enough, but it's a goal that I can meet. And if I did 3 10-minute ones, I wouldn't get as far into it. But with 30-minute videos or 30-minute timers, I find that I can get down to another level. If I did 60, well, I'd probably fade out before then. So a couple of tricks for me, because you're gonna see it will be sped up, but I'll be moving pretty fast in real time. I turn the heat down. I think this is okay. I won't get too hot. It's cool here today. I have water. I'm gonna turn on music, which is another reason that I take out the audio and speed it up. And I will not leave the room, probably. I'll try and stay here. One of the things about tidying and how you get sidetracked is if you take stuff to another room, then you're like, oh, I have to feed the cat, or I was going to hang up that picture. That clunking is Wilson, don't worry about it. So I'll try and stay in here. The only reason I leave the room sometimes is like I just realized I'm gonna need rags to clean my stamps. I think I have some in here. I used to put them in the drawer when they came through the laundry, but I get sidetracked. So I'm gonna show you how bad it is and then we'll fix it. All right, Wilson's settled in. I don't think he's gonna help us on any of this. Part of the problem here, well, it's not a problem, but it gets away from me, is I've brought in too much new stuff lately. This was from that giant yellow and black bin that my friend gave me. Maybe it wasn't in it, maybe it was in another one of the boxes, but it's stuff from her. Then I don't know what happened here. I got sidetracked. Then I made some sympathy cards today. I'm working on 7 butterfly journals. I just haven't taken the time to stop and put things away. That's the garage sale stuff that Noni brought me. These are stamps mostly from Crafty Bean that I bought from her. And so far I've just admired them. I haven't figured out where to put them. I have started using them. I was crafting and the trash overflowed and I didn't do anything about it. Look, this is a miracle. I mean, the fact that that's tidy, that's pretty impressive. And we're gonna leave that just like that because that is my butterfly journal assembly line, probably a different video, but we're not gonna mess with that. That we need to do something with so I don't trip. Those cards need to be put away. I don't know what that is. And that is all, except for that bag right there, meant to go away. And that's a different video too. This is the table where I'm working on the supplies for the butterfly journals, and it definitely needs some work. The bulk of our work today, I think like most days, is going to be over here. We've got to get this under control and put a few things away so that I can work and stuff doesn't fall on my feet, because that's been happening.
The idea is to just pick a spot and go for it. Don't overthink it. When I create, I leave stuff everywhere. See how I just put those rolls of adhesive back in their packages? I don't put anything in the packages, but if you have big rolls of adhesive like that, you want to put those in the packages because, well, all your dog hair and dust and dirt will stick to the sides. So that's why I put those away. Then I'm just picking out, I had tons of trash on the counter. I have dirty stamps, things that should have been here, there, and everywhere. That tray that I showed you and then set aside was butterfly journal scraps because I did all my cutting on that counter. And I just go as fast as I can and try to get through things. I group like items, just like any tidying or decluttering concept you've ever seen. I ask myself, oh, those are Christmas. They shouldn't be there, right? I'm not going to use them for months and months. I ask myself, should it be here? Have I grouped the like items? I have tons of dirty stamps. I haven't washed stamps in weeks. You're going to see that I use water and a rag, and I have a clean enough approach to stamps. I have heard people say in videos that cleaning your stamps well makes them last longer. I have stamps that are 25 years old. That's a rounding down, and they still work perfectly, and I don't clean things well. You want to be really careful about using soaps or any kind of abrasive thing on them. You will see my friend Crafty Bean, she uses a toothbrush and Dawn dish soap to get old stamps looking like brand new. And that's great. If you have one that you used an ink that you regret or something like that, go for it. But I just get them clean enough. And honestly, I use black, blue, brown. Oh, if you drop your rag on the floor, don't bring that back if you have a dog. 18 minutes left to go. Pet hair is the nemesis of cleaning your stamps because it will get on your stamps, it will get in your ink pads, and then you won't have good images when you go to stamp unless you check them really well. I very often take a wet rag, wipe them down. This one's given me trouble and it sat for a while. And then I wipe them on my jeans. Jeans don't have a lot of lint, well, unless you just hugged Wilson, and they work great. So I have a tendency to teach people to wipe them on their jeans. Some of these stamps have been setting for weeks. So I puddled a bunch of water in that rag and then I just set that stamp on it because honestly, I can't tell you when I used that stamp. That's how long it's been dirty. In a perfect world, this drawer is very tidy. I have acquired more ink pads than I have a plan for. And I put dirty stamps in there. And then that box is supposed to be where my cutter fits perfectly. But that system's kind of gone now. I might get back to it. I've been doing my videos out of order a lot lately, so you don't know yet, but I got a brilliant blue ink pad, so some of those other blues can go. So I'm just cleaning them up, and then I put them up on end to dry. It also tells me, okay, I already did that one. Baby wipes work great, but remember I'm a bit of a greenie, so I don't like to use a million of them. But when the going gets tough or there's paint involved or 3-week-old dried ink, so I'm showing you, I'm going to leave her just like that. I'm probably going to stamp her in black next time. It'll be fine. In my craft room, if you come here and you want to use yellow, you need to know that you have to scrub a stamp before you use it. And I'm okay with that. If you are someone who does lots of variety of colors in your stamping and you're mixing and matching brands and all of that, you probably want to keep your stamps cleaner than I do. And over the years, I've had, the bottle with the stamp cleaner or the stamp pad thing, you rub them on. That's fine. But rags and water work fine too. This is the drawer where normally I keep my stamps. Almost all of my stamps are in there, except for my wood blocks, right, which have gotten out of hand lately. Right now, I am cutting adhesive out of the carpet. I got a scrap from one of those rolls in there. My carpet is terrible, so I just gave it a tiny little haircut. Glue dots and adhesive in the carpet, bad news. Now, that box was incoming stamps, and there was another one on the counter, so I'm just trying to get them together. And I'm going to have to go through things and say, which stamps do I want to make a spot for? Which ones bring me joy and which ones can go? And that's okay. I'm always doing that. If you watch me, some stamps, I bring them in, I use them a couple times, and I let them go. And that's okay. Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day, those are great examples. Okay, trying to fit all the stuff in. I'm changing my system in that cupboard. I've put all the holiday stuff in a different room. There's some scope creep. It's been 30 minutes, and the timer is up. When I said, how much time is left? She said 1 minute. That box that was on the floor was stamps from a different haul. Those are all stamps I want to keep. I'm just going to have to figure out if I can keep every one of them and what there's room for. And I was trying to get the Christmas stamps out of them, but I see I missed one. That pile was just moved over to keep working, so it was all kinds of different stuff. Those are receipts from my trip. Sometimes I scrapbook with them. Right before I left, I was stamping out images for Kathy, just all kinds of stuff. Some of those stamps I hadn't cleaned in weeks, months, I don't know. When do you think the last time I used a heart was? I'm going to do a few more minutes on this table, and then I'm going to call it. But I'm going to make sure that I leave this with space. I'm going to put my paper cutter back over there because part of the reason it wasn't there was space. I'm going to take the hand lotions, and you can see that chair, oops, that's my go away, and my scissors, all that stuff goes out of the room. So I think it's better. There are many fewer tripping obstacles, and I have no idea where I'm going to put all that paper. I keep patterned paper that's no urgent need or that I'm not using anytime soon in here.
you can see that we have just increased that by what, 50%? I don't see how it's going to fit in there. Maybe I could evaluate the next shelf up. So that's why it's still sitting there. I don't have a plan. Maybe we could just put most of it on top of that thing. I'll need those though. I'll need to pull the Facebook paper out for the journals and solids probably. Well, I might put them there. This thing is plenty sturdy. It's just that I keep my thread and a bunch of stuff in there, and I can't get into that drawer very well with it open. I hope this was inspiring. I'm going to take one last scan after I'm done for the night so you can see it, but I'm not going to film the whole thing. I set the timer for another 15 minutes and it went off, so it might have been another 30. You can see that I got all the stuff off the floor, except for that pile. I don't know what it is, but at least it's tidy now. The bin is all go away. The table is all butterfly. The counter is pretty much the same, except I put the scraps for the butterfly journals over there because they were on the other counter. This is set up and ready to work. There's a whole bunch of stuff under there that was from when the HVAC guy came, and I just threw it in there in a hurry when I was leaving for work. So that's ready. Now it's back in the corner where it belongs. And then this section is better. This is incoming happy mail and some random. So overall, much, much better, I think. Not bad for a Sunday evening. If I get to come in here during the week, it will be ready and waiting, and I won't be scared to craft. You know, sometimes you only have 10 or 15 minutes, but if you can't remember where you were and there's no space to work, it's not going to happen. That horrible sound is the happiest boy ever. Are you a happy boy? Are you a good boy? He can't talk to us right now. So for an anxiety dog to latch on to a bone or a toy like that is a really big deal. He is happy and couldn't care less about us. They say 5 or 10 minutes a day is a game changer for him. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing and cleaning up. Bye-bye.